terrible at this vlogging stuff, but we're going to give it a go. So I'm Emily FA, also known as Country Girl Yorkshire, and we are on the way to Eden's in Lancashire, which is Lancashire Lamb Box. So let's go! Now, am I running about 40 minutes late? Yes, I am. Did I account for plonkers on the motorway going into limp mode because it's raining? No, I did not. So 40 minutes late, and I'm going to try and keep hold of that anxiety and I'll be very, very, very apologetic when I see Eden. And apologise. Am I here? Yes. Is it pretty? Yes. Is it also raining? Yes, but we'll get through. I'm sure it's going to be great. Well, I think that's seen better days. Oh dear.
Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, I say it's alright.
How do you think today's gone?
Stressful, but it was definitely worth it. We've obviously got to open tomorrow as well.
Yeah.
But it's definitely worth it.
So 308 tickets, haven't we?
Yeah. Oh, that's no 309 tickets.
Oh, 309 tickets, sorry.
And loads of people asking questions about the animals, how we're farming, but a lot about meat and food. Which I think is actually really good.
Have the majority of people been from non-farming backgrounds?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
People have come. We've got people from Cornwall, people from Kent, people from Blackpool, people from
West Yorkshire.
Yorkshire, yeah.
Yeah.
People from all over. We nearly had someone from Scotland.
Wow.
But he hasn't made it. But yeah.
So the rain
Fantastic.
has not put anyone off from coming?
I don't think so.
No.
Because we make them book in advance.
It's a good way of doing things.
Yeah. But it definitely works. And people are wanting to know where their food comes from.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Do you think this is giving a positive outlook to the general public opening farms up like this and letting people come in and see the wonderful world and how you do things?
Our chaotic one.
Yeah, chaos.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, I do. I think it's brilliant. And the amount of people that have probably never been on a farm before today, like properly on a working farm.
Yeah.
It's one thing to go to a petting zoo or a farm that's always open to the public, but we're not polished, and it's
raw.
just,
It is what it is.
I mean, there's been a mass tidy up to get to this point, but it's always a good thing on a farm to have that.
Yeah. Once a year job that, and you've done it now. No more for the rest of the year. Job done. Job done.
Tell that to John.
Have you sold a lot of meat to the public by doing this event?
Yeah, it's more for the advertising for future sales, and it's more to build a relationship with the customer to try and make your customers stay forever, hopefully.
Yeah, so they invest in your story, your time, what you're doing, and how you're going about things. Yeah.
That's what we do. We do have some things for sale on the day, but it's mainly just about building a relationship with our customers.
Yeah. I've seen the burgers and the sausages. They look delicious.
Have you not tried one?
But yeah, I was waiting to do
Oh.
this with you. And then I can eat the bread.
We do a big reveal, a taste test.
Yeah. Well, someone said to me the other day, you should compare sausages from you guys and supermarket and see which tastes better, and that could be a future video.
What if they
But
choose a supermarket?
Oh, I
They're
reckon-
full of all sorts of stuff.
I reckon yours will taste a lot better.
I know, but they can put anything they want in them.
That's true.
You've got to look at the ingredients list as
And
well.
where they're coming from. And if they're frozen.
Yeah.
This is things that I think the general public need to hear more, because you were talking about packaging and how it can have an England flag on it, but it's actually just packed here and it's very misleading. I think there's a lot of things in mass media that are very misleading for the public.
People can also,
Every week I learn something new and I think, oh.
people can also, supermarkets can also add products, like stuff to tenderise the meat, preservatives into the packaging,
Yeah.
and then pack the meat in it, and they don't have to label it as if they've added anything to the meat, because they've added it to the inside of the packaging.
Yeah. It's a learning curve, and you two are working farmers, and like you've just said, you're still learning. I'm still learning, and I come from a little bit of farming and know a little bit, but not everything. I'm still learning, so I can only imagine from a general public stance to look at the whole of farming and all the different sectors and all that goes into it is a lot to understand, which I think is why governments and so forth struggle also to understand.
And to make policy on something, it's just, yeah.
You can use my favourite saying, if you haven't done the job, you don't know the job.
It's true though.
Yeah.
It's true. And even when you're doing the job,
You still
a
learn
farmer,
every day.
well yeah, and a farmer is so different. My style of farming is different from your style of farming, is different from your style of
And
farming.
then you've also got an apple farmer. There's such
dairy,
a generalised term.
like-
I have been
farmer.
talking to your fruit and veg man for about 2 hours, and I've learned some stuff. I definitely are. I will not be doing fruit and veg in the future. It
Or
sounds-
eating it, or
Well, I'll stick to the carnivore diet if I have to. But it sounds very complicated, and I don't know much about arable, but it was really interesting to stand with another farmer that you've got here and chat for a few hours. So I like that aspect, that even though I have a little bit more knowledge than the average person, I could still talk to someone and learn something off them.
I learned so much from him.
Yeah.
So much. And like even like dairy farming, it's as much as something might work well for our system, or even just our next door neighbour also has sheep and cattle, doesn't have pigs, but they've also got sheep and cattle. We're eating the grass of the hay. It's obviously good. But they next door farm so differently to us.
Yeah.
And we're the same altitude, we have probably the same soil type and things like that, but actually what works well in their system would work horrendously for us, and vice versa. Like they're lamb indoors, well, we didn't have enough barn space to be able to do that. We also don't have enough manpower to be able to do that. It just, if it works for one farm doesn't mean it's right for every farm. So if the government are bringing out policies that are even specific enough to be upland and lowland for livestock farming, yes, that is in the government's terms quite specific, but it's really not in the grand scheme of things because every farm is wildly different.
I think also every farm has different infrastructure. Like your barns, one farm can have a massive barn, too much maybe, because they've got a lot of income to be able to build them things. A smaller family farm hasn't got the income to go, right, let's go build this big barn.
And planning permission.
And planning permission. Oh my god, planning council. Councils! We love them!
Just keep smiling.
But yeah, I think that's a very good, valid point, that when government makers are trying to come up with legislation and rules that you have to abide by, and our standards are very high in the UK, that it's very hard to blanket that across so many variety of farms, different levels of farm, income, infrastructure. It's very difficult.
I think why it's so important to open the farm to the public. And I know if you go on a farm, open every day. It's just not possible. But if you can just give the general public a glimpse at one farm, and then maybe next year they'll go to a different farm on a farm weekend or on Sunday, it's great. They'll learn something different. Oh, that farm that we went to last year did it differently than our Spartans. I think everyone does their farm what they feel is best.
Well, I think it's been a brilliant day. I think
So far.
no,
You're not trying burgers yet.
I haven't tried the burgers yet, but I will. I've seen so many people come through, so many families and children smiling, little children saying, "Oh my God, it's so good," and I think they've probably learnt a lot. And you have been mingling. I struggled to get hold of you. You have been teaching. I think it's been a grand year for you. I'll be here again, don't worry. Not getting rid of me this time. Well, Eden and John, this is their interview, and hopefully this will be many a good. Bye! How many cows have you got out? So 150 cattle, yeah?
Moving to like all ages.
Yeah. How many sheep have you got?
About 1,000.
1,000 sheep. 150 cows. And how many pigs?
60.
Well, you can keep me fed for the rest of the year, can't you?
We do lamb, beef, pork and muttons.
We do. Right, we're going to try Lancashire Lamb Boxes sausages. There's 2 in here because one's just not enough. Oh, it's a big old mouthful, is this? Are you ready? That's a good sausage. That is a good sausage. Could be a food reviewer with food like this. Lamb Boxes, and we are back in Yorkshire. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe below and click that button, and I will also put Eden's channel below as well. It's been a wonderful day, and it's been wonderful to watch the response from the public and how Eden and John stood there and taught people that have no real connection to food and explain things and how the business works and how farming works. That was amazing, and so was the interview. And Eden and John, this is Emily Morgan.